1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now it should be just help her. Yes, 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 yes. I think the message of this piece is a question. And the question is, why is it important to search for your freedom? Yeah, I know it's funny, but it's looking good. One more time. And go! 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, stop! 1, stop! 1, stop! 1, stop! Okay. I think it is like a child, it is like a newborn, because you have these feelings like you are giving a birth to this idea that only was in the abstract level, in the plane of your thinking or your imagination, and then it's brought to life. And then you want people to like it, you want people to treat it well, you want the performance to be still evolving. I kind of don't like static pieces, so there are different elements that are going to evolve over time. We allow dancers to have certain freedom in certain parts, and they can now continue to grow the number. Okay, babies, let's do this. I know. So the first one we stop. The first one we stop, and the second one we turn. Yeah, so one more time. Yeah, there's a little bit more space in the music between the first and second. Stop, step, and turn. Yeah, so it's not, don't stay on the spot. Like, yeah, let's just do it. My personal journey as I was searching for freedom started in Liberec. In the 80s, when I was born, my mom is Czech, my father is Nigerian. I was the only black kid in the city. So I was stripped from the freedom right away, because if I did something, everybody knew it. It's like, oh, the black kid was in the cinema yesterday, did you see him? So I was like, kind of like always exposed. Sometimes I wanted to be invisible, to be free. So the intention for Bohemian Gravity was to do wake-up call. Are you free? Do you feel you're free? Or do you think it's important to search for freedom? Yeah, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then there is a stop time, okay?
Já jsem měla první vstup velmi, nechci říct opulentní kostýmy, ale doopravdy fashion kostýmy, kde jsem se tak trošku jako ukázala, co všechno bych mohla umět. A najednou jsem viděla, byla jsem na zkoušce, kdy vlastně ty maminky hojdají ty své syny a oni odchází do toho světa hledat sebe sama. A já jsem řekla, Jemi, tam nemůžou být tyhle kostýmy, co jsme původně řešili. Tady musí být velmi pokorný, obyčejný věci z teplákoviny v bílé. Chtěli jsme co nejvíce těla, nechtěli jsme zakrývat, chtěli jsme tu svobodu, protože to tělo tanečníka je nádherné při pohybu a my jsme ho nechtěli absolutně zakrývat, proto jsou skoro nazí.
Teď by se rozjela reálně ta továrna, teď se začnou vlastně ty lidi propojovat a on ještě do toho jenom bude prostě koukat. A potřebuji, aby se tam stal prostě zásek, kdy se to celé jakoby zasekne a potom se to rozpadne.
No jasně.
Teďko jakoby za další 4 doby by byl ten zásek.
Tady, můžu udělat to před tou opakovačkou. tam jenom prostě basa a pak dlouho ten zase taky white noise, který jakoby...
Well, I believe that Jakub has a very special thing, that he is really connected to the youth, to the young generation of today, and he's kind of the mirror of the young generation. I was there with him throughout since he was, 13 or 14 years old, and he was like playing in the dance studio for our young dancers. And then I saw him grow, and I saw him overcome his own demons and his own struggles and insecurities.
And go inside, closer, and continue to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let's bring it up.
So I think in his way he is the visionary of the young generation, and I felt that even though we are different, because he is a little bit more melancholic, and he is sometimes a little bit darker when it comes to the notes and tones of the music. I am the opposite, and I feel like when we influence each other, something interesting is being created.
Okay. Oni se klepou a teď... Jo, no jim trvá třeba 6 až 8 dep, než jakoby zastavěj, než toto. Ale jakoby mám pocit, že to funguje. Pusťme prosím tě ještě jednou ten, co jsme udělali tu změnu.
Mně se na tom projektu nejvíc líbí to spojování těch světů a těch kultur a těch lidí, kteří na tom pracují. A v tom je mi fakt dobrý, to je jeho prostě signature.
It's kind of funny because I feel like I'm 25 still, even though I'm 40. And I think it's also because I never really lost touch with the young generation thanks to my work with young people. And I think it's very inspiring to see, because I think that the gap between the older and younger generation is widening. It's bigger and bigger. Language, communication, technology, and so on is making the gap bigger. And I kind of love to cross this gap and work on diversity, not just ethnical and mindset, but also age diversity between different artists and different creators. That's why our creative team is so diverse.
Akorát, já jsem tam ještě vypnul ty kiky, že tam jenom na začátku a pak přišli až na druhou dobu, víš.
Okay.
Takže je to trošku takový messy.
Ještě na
A nemyslím si, že by to bylo v něčem až tak jako, že bychom byli v něčem první nebo nový, že nikdy v divadle nehrál rovnej beat, samozřejmě tam asi hrál jako 100krát, ale přijde mi, že to tady je takový jako pravý, že já jsem prostě vyrostl jako na street danceu, elektronice a tak, Yemi to dělá celý život, a takže to takový, že to není jako, že přišel někdo a dostal zadání, potřebujeme udělat takovouhle muziku nebo takovouhle inscenaci, takovýhle tanec, ale vlastně tak je to hodně jako organický, no.
I want to give you the depth of the meaning that is going to happen through your performance. So I brought Philip. He is from Nigeria. He's one of the first students that we brought for the scholarship. And I met him 3-4 years in Nigeria in the slums. We did a class for the Nigerian dancers in the streets. His specialty is that he's doing the expressive, like a lyrical dance, which is about going through struggles. Well, I was thinking that if I'm being brought back into the theater, I want to be very intentional about my creation. And I wanted to capture something that's authentic for me, something that is very personal, but at the same time I wanted to send a message that is meaningful for people. That's why Bohemian Gravity. Bohemian is Czech. Czech is Bohemia, is the land. But also Bohemic means free-minded. And then gravity is something that actually binds us, connecting us to the earth. This is one of the most significant forces for choreographer, because gravity is shaping everything we can do. So gravity is actually kind of capturing us
not allowing us to just, making us heavy and making us die, go down to the ground. But it also gives us ambition to stand up every time we fall, we stand up. And by standing up, we build our muscles and we build ourselves. And this is who we are. By our falls, by the way how we stand up, how we build us together, this is what makes us who we are. So the gravity gives us ambition to fly.
Člověk musí cítit zemskou přitažlivost, jinak je vykořeněný. Mně to připomíná tradice. Gravitace je trochu tradice, ale když to takhle řeknu, tak je to skoro nepochopitelný, ale já říkám studentům, lítejte v oblacích, ale buďte nohama pevně na zemi. Když jsi nohama pevně na zemi, tak můžeš lítat.
The gravity, the magnetism of free mind is something that I love to search for, and I believe it's important for everyone to search for your personal freedom. It matters just because if we are not really free, we actually just continue to run into the same loop. So history repeating itself, it's our fault. And if we really double down on searching for freedom inside of us, we will realize that. We will realize how much inherited conversations are inside of us, not just from our parents, but from parents of their parents, and from the dream of the country and of the community and the culture. And some of it, it's serving us, it's helping us, and some of it is actually blocking us from entering the future that we want, that we desire, that we deserve, that is better than the past. And I think today more than ever, we needed to move faster into a bright future because the world is going fast. And if we don't have that intention and if we don't aim towards the future that we love for us and for our kids, it can be very easily lost. Not just the future, but also our freedom. And I wanted to bring it to a level that can touch every one of us. And that means I don't want to just speak about the gravity of the earth, I wanted to speak about the gravity of the society.
The main symbol for the set design is circle, which represents for me the symbol of unity, also of that power of the society in a way, that kind of a closeness and almost like a perfection. And it relates to the themes of being kind of a cast away from the circle of the society or being part of it. And because we're talking about self-expression and being a bit individual, it's about kind of stepping out of that circle and be confident. I personally believe that everyone can achieve that freedom of mindset. I think it's all about the mindset really, because if you limit yourself, you can't reach the goals you want to achieve or you have in your head. So once you free that block we usually set for ourselves, you can achieve pretty much anything. I see it in my personal life when I kind of have that goal and I allow myself to dream it and allow myself to go there, I can reach it.
Vždycky jsem si přála oblíkat balet. Já balet miluju a když jsem si to přála, tak jsem říkala jemu, že se mě splnil dívčí sen.
And then somebody is doing whoop, somebody is doing whoop. Hold. Dream is the chapter that I am most afraid of. Music is very beautiful, but it is impossible to count. It is very asynchronic.
It's very long, it's 6 minutes, and my goal is to really have the main character sleeping and carrying him throughout these 6 minutes. So it's really difficult. I don't know if we can make it happen, but I think this number has the biggest potential, but also we can be closest to the failure.
Uděláme to, vím, o co ti jde, uděláme to, jo? Okay, guys, so let's continue. So now is what?
We're 2 days to the premiere and I'm nervous as fuck. and I thought this is not gonna be the case, but I don't know how to get rid of it. I feel like I am somehow connected to the piece that I create, and it's like, it's giving me anxiety, it's giving me like a stage fright, it's giving me gray hair. I actually found 3 new gray hair on this cheek, and I'm like, is this worth it?
We are gonna go down and then start with...
Like the problem is that when you create something new, you have the vision, yeah? And then there is a big gap between what you can imagine and what you can actually produce. And then all the way to the goal, all the journey, 95% of the journey, it all looks like shit. Because it's in the studio, everybody's sweating, they are unsynchronized, they don't really feel it. And you have to believe that whatever you came with is gonna come through. And now I feel like this last week, when we for first time were supposed to be here and like show to all the colleagues and everything, and it looked terrible. So time is kind of against us, even though, you know, I had to hit rock bottom in order to like wake up and like do things. I still feel like I need one more month. But there was one thing that was magical that happened, and that was that when I really was like really under the weather. I went to the studio and I told them, I'm sorry for making you go through this, to be looking awful with the choreography I gave you in front of your colleagues, but it's my responsibility. And the good news is that everything we need to make it shine is right here. It's in the concept, it's in the choreography, it's in your skills and your talent. We just have to connect. The 5th chapter, we call it Catwalk or Expression. It's important because it's connected to our LGBTQ plus community, and it's also connected to us being proud to be able to express and to honor who we really are. After this long journey of losing, gaining the freedom and dreaming and self-expressing and going down, you know, into depression and then hoping for something, one day you wake up and you're like, okay, let me go on stage. Let me be seen. I want to be seen.
Je to pouť životem a hledání sebe sama, hledání taky své osobnosti. Proto ty zlaté kabáty A ta zlatá měla evokovat to pozlátko, tu nabubřelost, to high society a že vlastně je to něco, co není reálný, proto ta zlatá. Proto z druhé strany jsme chtěli jinou barvu. Proto ty kabáty sundávají. A tak jsem vyšla z toho střihu toho kabátu a Tomáš namaloval spodek toho kabátu. Po každý barevně jinak. Každý jsme jiná osobnost, jinak barevně vevnitř. A když jak vyšli v těch zlatých kabátech, z začátku jenom ve zlatých a pak najednou zjistili, že to mám uvnitř a musím si to sám do sebe vydolovat. To bylo krásný.
One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, it's first forward and then it's back. I love it. Can you see Olga? Olga, come forward. Show. Cut. Yeah, she's like this.
Sometimes we need to like shield the outside energy to hear ourselves and to listen to our own voice and to decide in our life of where we want to go, what we want to be. So definitely it is, I would say, necessary to overcome gravity.
Exactly. Yes, Henny. Yes. Go for it.
I think this is the age where you cannot really disconnect the artist from the art, and you cannot really neglect what is the age that the art was created in, right? Like we had war started in the middle of this preparation of the process. We had, 2 years of COVID where the theaters are closed, the dancers' mental health dropped down, with all the insecurity. So I think that the tenderness that I felt is necessary in the piece, and that kind of calmness and maybe prioritizing seeing a human being rather than seeing a dancer or seeing a choreography, I think that was very important in my process.
Also, towards the end of the piece, you can see that there is suddenly more circles, and they start to create almost a black hole, because I really wanted to give people that freedom that they can actually fly to the space and to the other worlds and find themselves.
Když máš identitu, tak jsi svobodný.
Thank you. We will go for the general before we meet on the stage and do the final staging. In costumes, in hair, with everything you got. Thank you for today.